Show. Turn up your mind.
Now listen, I understand that democracy might not seem like a top priority right now, especially when you're worrying about paying the bills. But when true democracy goes away, we've seen throughout history, we've seen around the world, when true democracy goes away, people get hurt. It has real consequences. This is not an abstraction. Governments start telling you what books you can read and which ones you can't. Dissidents start getting locked up. Reporters start getting locked up if they're not towing the party line. Corruption reigns because there's no accountability. People get hurt. There are consequences. There's a reason why generations of Americans fought and died for our democracy. There's a reason why suffragists and union members and civil rights activists marched and struggled and in some cases gave their lives for this precious thing, this experiment in self-governance. They understood how precious it was. They fought to broaden and expand who would be included in we the people. And they understood that when democracy withers, it's hard to restore. You can't take it for granted. You have to work for it. You have to nurture it. You have to fight for it.
So that's where we are. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday to you. We'll have a hurricane here in South Florida sometime this week. Hey, it's only November. It's Thanksgiving. Could have a Thanksgiving hurricane. Isn't that fun? So everything's on the line. Everything from climate change to the economy, to the way we are policed, to, investments in America, to whether or not we build things in America, to whether or not we, continue to staff out. I don't know what to say, our supply chain. We say, when China gets done with COVID and their zero COVID policy, maybe they'll get back to work and then maybe we can get some chips. Maybe we could, you know what I'm saying? So everything is on the line, from the economy all the way to the actual democracy itself. So I'm not telling you to vote for Democrats because I don't want you to vote for Republicans, although that's a really good reason too. It's because you need to vote against people who are seriously deranged again. People who won't accept the results of the election unless they like the results of the election. This might very well be the last election that we have if people like the entire Arizona ballot gets elected. We won't have any more elections in at least Arizona. I mean, you have people that are saying things like, they want to jail journalists, that real news is fake and fake news is real. You have people that are saying abortion is murder. There should be no exceptions at all. We're going to choose for you. We're going to choose for half of the population of the United States of America what we want to see happen when you become pregnant. We want to choose whether or not you should become pregnant by, weighing in on whether or not contraception is okay. You even have guys that are on the ballot that are against in vitro fertilization because they think that the explanation they received of what's involved is gross. Not kidding. So this is a very significant election, even though it's just a midterm, even though it is. There's so much going on. There's so many, disorienting things going on. First of all, on the Twitter, I don't know what to do about it. I honestly, listen, when I realized that Facebook was participating in psychological profiling of Americans, when I realized that Facebook was, actually promoting and getting paid in rubles for Russian disinformation, I stopped, pretty much going on there as far as, using it for conversation or using it for anything except, people like to watch the show there. Other than that, you're not going to see me, Facebooking, facing, booking, whatever the nomenclature is for that. I don't think we have nomenclature for that. But, you know, like this whole thing that just happened to Twitter, where Elon Musk last week was telling you that Nancy Pelosi's husband was like in a gay affair or something like this, and that's what happened to him, rather than you had a right-wing lunatic, mentally ill, deranged person who wanted to hurt Nancy Pelosi go into the House at 2:30 in the morning to tie him up to wait for Nancy Pelosi so he could break her knees, right? But no, it turned into some, you know, some theory that Elon Musk had, that there was more to the story than meets the eye, and that it was, you know, some gay rendezvous that went awry. And you know, of course, the right-wing media picked it up. They ran with it. They're still saying it. They said it over the weekend. It's really pretty sick. It's really pretty disgusting. But, you know, this is what they're saying.
I'm outraged for Nancy Pelosi. This woman has taken the hard-earned money she's made from insider trading and invested in a pair of cans at 82 years old, and comes home to find out that her husband's playing hide the hammer with a Black Lives Matter guy? You talk about disrupting the nuclear family. The Black Lives Matter crew must be ecstatic because this guy's doing it, and so is Paul Pelosi. I'm upset for Nancy. She spent her hard-earned money on a pair of cans, and he's not interested.